So I get that, but it's more like this. It's like, even if the texture was right, and even if the taste was great, even if it smelled really good, I still have issues with, like, the sound of it while I'm chewing it. Right? So that's nothing to do with the other ones, though. Right? Like, it doesn't, the texture and the smell and the taste wouldn't matter at all if I'm nauseated by the sound of my own chewing of whatever the food is at any given time, because sometimes it's the same thing I have sometimes, and other times it bothers me more. It just depends on, like, my sensory meter at that time. So the same thing goes for texture, though. Like, some textures, it's a no-go ever. Like, I can never eat it. But, like, somebody commented on this video, they said the thing with, like, bananas, like, sometimes the textures just, they can't do it. You know, even though they love bananas and they like the taste of it. But that's not really, it's not comparable. Does that make sense? Like, why the question is seemingly two-sided, like, it could be two questions, or it could be worded differently. It says, like, oh, you know, value texture accuracy over taste, and I'm like, no, because there's some things that are very much so ruled by taste that don't even have, like, a necessary, like, texture. It's not on the texture radar. So to say, like, that the texture is more important than taste, it's a whole different sense. Sometimes it's the texture, sometimes it's the taste, sometimes it's the smell, sometimes it's the, you know, audible sound that it's making. Even sometimes, like, the sound it makes on its own. Like, you know how cereal makes a sound when it's just sitting there because you put milk in it? It's like that. There's just, like, I guess it was a very incomplete question that could have been a line of questions to me. And maybe it would be if it was, like, taking a full, like, sensory assessment instead of it just being one question and a list of many different things that people with autism, you know, are likely to own or whatever. Yeah. Also, I'd add that visually, it's important what the food looks like to me sometimes, but it's not more important than one of the other senses. So again,